Hold tight, racing fans, because the world of Formula One is absolutely exploding with news. James Vowles of Williams just revealed a staggering statistic. A massive 83% of F1 team sponsorships now come from the United States. That's right, the US is the commercial lifeblood of the sport, and teams are clamoring to be part of the action in Miami, Austin, and Las Vegas. But Williams isn't just taking any deal. They're capping partnerships at 24 to ensure quality and authenticity. We'll dive into how this strategy is propelling them to commercial success.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to hold it with one hand? The PopSockets Pop Grip gives you a secure grip, works as a phone stand, and even lets you swap the top for a fresh new look. Simple, useful, and perfect for everyday phone use. Click the link in the comments to grab yours on Amazon.
And the speed doesn't stop there. Lando Norris of McLaren just ripped up the track at the Miami International Autodrome, securing pole position for the sprint race in 2026. He clocked a blistering 1M27.869s, beating out championship leader Kimi Antonelli and his own teammate, Oscar Piastri. This is McLaren's first non-Mercedes pole of the season, and the highlights are absolutely electric. Speaking of electric, get ready for more power. Discussions are heating up around the 2027 F1 engine rules, with a potential game-changing shift to a 60-40 power split between engine and electrical components. Teams are racing against the clock. A decision must be made by mid-May, and a supermajority of engine manufacturers is needed to approve the change. This could mean larger fuel tanks and a major overhaul of car designs, all in the pursuit of restoring a more natural driving experience. From sponsorship booms to sprint victories and future engine regulations, F1 is firing on all cylinders. We've got all the details on these stories and more, so hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and stay locked in for the latest updates from the world of motorsport. Formula One is experiencing an unprecedented commercial boom in the United States, with a staggering 83% of commercial partners supporting the 11 teams on the grid now based in the US. This revelation came from Williams team boss James Vowles, speaking at a business reception in Miami ahead of this year's Grand Prix. Vowles emphasized that the US has become F1's most important, by a long way, business contributor, highlighting the dramatic shift from just 5 years ago when F1's presence in the US was minimal, primarily centered around the Austin Grand Prix. Even international partners are eager to be present at events like the Miami GP, drawn to its unique layout within the Hard Rock Stadium and the immersive fan experience. While some teams are aggressively pursuing numerous sponsorship deals, Williams is taking a more selective approach, limiting partnerships to a maximum of 24 to ensure quality service and authentic engagement. Vowles stressed the importance of customized, long-term partnerships that align with the team's journey, rather than short-term gains. This strategy appears to be paying off, with Williams reportedly transforming from a team struggling commercially to now ranking among the top 4 or 5 most successful on the grid. Lando Norris has secured pole position for the sprint race at the 2026 Formula One Miami Grand Prix. In a blistering performance at the Miami International Autodrome, Norris clocked a superb lap, dominating sprint qualifying. The session, held earlier this evening, showcased a flurry of technical updates, described by some as the most significant scene in a single event, adding to the excitement of this year's Miami Grand Prix weekend. For those who missed the action, highlights from Friday's Free Practice 1 and a weekend warm-up preview are available now. And for a lighter look, don't miss the F1 Lego race, the director's cut. Lando Norris and McLaren have shaken up the Formula One grid, claiming the first non-Mercedes pole position of the 2026 season during sprint qualifying at the Miami International Autodrome. Norris clocked a blistering 1M27.869s, outpacing championship leader Kimi Antonelli by over 0.2 of a second. The McLaren driver's performance highlights the impact of recent upgrades to the team's car. Oscar Piastri secured a strong third place, further solidifying McLaren's impressive showing. Ferrari's Charles Leclerc and reigning champion Max Verstappen of Red Bull will start 4th and 5th, respectively. Meanwhile, Mercedes experienced a relatively quiet session, with George Russell and Lewis Hamilton managing only 6th and 7th place. Fans can relive all the key moments from sprint qualifying by watching the highlights now available. The focus now shifts to the sprint race and Sunday's Grand Prix as the battle for supremacy in Miami intensifies. Formula One is racing against the clock to finalize its 2027 power unit regulations, with a critical decision expected within the next 2 weeks. Discussions are centered around a significant shift in power distribution, potentially moving to a 60-40 split, favoring internal combustion engines over electrical power. This change, driven by driver and fan feedback regarding the current generation of cars, aims to restore a more natural driving feel reminiscent of the pre-2026 era. However, implementing this requires a supermajority approval from at least 4 of the 5 engine manufacturers, and would necessitate a substantial redesign of cars, including larger fuel tanks to accommodate increased fuel consumption. A team principal, speaking anonymously, indicated that delaying a decision past mid-May would severely limit the feasibility of the overhaul, potentially shortening race distances by up to 3 laps. While official positions remain closely guarded, paddock sources suggest Honda and Red Bull powertrains are advocating for the change, while Ferrari and Audi's stances are still unclear. Mercedes is rumored to be hesitant, but could be compelled to comply if faced with a unified opposition. The next 15 days will be decisive in shaping the future of Formula One engine technology and the racing experience.